Celebrate over 100 years of steak perfection with Omaha Steaks. Right now, save 50% site-wide during their anniversary sale. Plus, get an extra $35 off with code CERTIFIED at omahasteaks.com today. They're America's original butcher, and only Omaha Steaks delivers a full lineup of extra-aged steaks so tender, they're USDA certified tender. Their customer favorite filet mignon has even been elevated to USDA certified very tender. And that attention to quality doesn't just stop with steaks. We're talking beefy burgers, air-chilled chicken, premium pork, and so much more. And every bite is backed by their 100% guarantee. Shop now to save 50% site-wide on steaks and more during the anniversary sale at omahasteaks.com. Plus, get an extra $35 off with code CERTIFIED at checkout. That's omahasteaks.com, code CERTIFIED. Minimum purchase may apply. See site for details.
Welcome to The Local Lowdown and find out what's happening in Lavaca County, Texas. Now here are your hosts, Murray and Michelle.
Hello everybody, this is Murray back with you on this edition of the Local Lowdown podcast. And I'm going to be doing this one solo because my partner is kind of under the weather, Michelle. We hope she gets better soon. But I will be doing this podcast. This is for the May 22nd and 23rd editions of our newspapers here in Lavaca County. And you know how it works when I'm doing it solo is it'll be done a whole lot faster. So welcome to the Local Lowdown podcast. And we're going to kick this off by reviewing the Hallettsville Tribune Herald newspaper. We got a big color masthead with Memorial Day graphics and the class of 2024 for Sacred Heart and Hallettsville High School graduation. Sacred Heart held their commencement exercises on Sunday, and tomorrow, Friday, you will be able to attend the graduation exercises for Hallettsville High School. And it'll be in the Hallettsville Brahma Memorial Stadium at 7:30 p.m. So try to get over there and check that out. And let's see what else we got going on in the Tribune. We got Henry Joe Yashek's Town Chatter, and he's got a trivia question. What is the name of the President of the United States who was born in Lamar, Missouri? So, if you know the answer, call the little fella and tell him what you think. We're going to scroll down. We're going to have Memorial Day history written by Jimmy Apple. Tells you the origin of Memorial Day and how it all got started. And then I have a column about Memorial Day, remembering those who made the ultimate sacrifice. And I think you'll enjoy reading that. It's a young man whose parents lived in Gonzales. And this was during World War II, and he was a member of the Greatest Generation. So I hope you'll read this. It's quite an interesting story, and if there ever was a man that deserved to be called a hero, well, that would be this fella in this article. We got two obituaries in Hallettsville. One is Becky Hermes Stasny, and she was born May 5th, 1950, to Joe and Adelia Hermes in Hallettsville. And then the other one is Emily Jean Apple, and she passed away peacefully on May the 11th. So condolences to both of those families and on your loss. And we're going to look on down now, and we've got all kind of political ads. I've got several pictures in here of old classic cars from the Fireman's Fest that was held over at Sweet Home this last weekend. So all you classic car fans can check that out. And we've got all different kind of stories, and I can't cover them all. There's just too many. We'll jump on down to Chuck Groff Sports, and he has all kind of pictures and Lady Brahmas or in the playoffs. I believe they've got one more game, and I believe that is going to be, well, I'm not going to say, because it's going to be Friday or Saturday, that's for sure. But anyway, check it out, check their schedules, and get to all the info. And it's more stories about the Green Leaves 4-H Club is working and picking up trash along FM 957. So thanks to these young people for trying to keep that highway clean. And of course we've got the Shiner Spring Church Picnic Sunday, as well as the Sacred Heart here in Hallettsville picnic coming up Sunday. So there'll be two places where you can get you some good chow and enjoy some music and be with your friends. These picnics are a good time to socialize. On Tuesday, Governor Abbott came to Hallettsville. I believe he was over at the Koshian building, and he was just encouraging people to get out and vote. And he is endorsing some folks, and I'm not going to put that here because you can find out for yourself. But anyway, Bobby Horeska, our managing editor, he covered that, and you can read all about that and see some photographs of Governor Abbott being here. Now we're going to jump on over to Michelle, my partner's favorite newspaper, the Shiner Gazette. They've got some real nice Memorial Day graphics over on their masthead, and they're writing about the annual Memorial Day service that will be held Monday morning, May the 27th, at Veterans War Memorial in Green Dickinson Park. And graduation for St. Paul will be Friday, and you can check that out, all you folks that have kids or friends of kids that are going to school there. And we have a write-up about the Shiner High School. Class of 24 will also graduate on Friday. So we're going to scroll on down now and check out the other things. There's a story here about the grand jury issuing 9 felony indictments, and that's probably going to be on several pages or several of the newspapers. There's 2 obituaries in Shiner, and one of them is Don Sander. Don Sander, 77, of San Antonio, passed away on Tuesday, May the 6th, and he was born on October 17, 1946 in Shiner. Then we have Janet Rendell, and she was 84, and she joined her heavenly family Sunday, May the 12th. So our condolences to the friends and the family of those 2 individuals. And we're going to scroll down now, and there's more stories about the graduation and front page stories, and another story about the Lady Comanches. And all this is written by our sports editor in Shiner, Mark Luby. So check those pages out. Mark's got some good write-ups, and he's got several sports pages. And then we have a big 6-column picture of the Shiner High School graduates and the money they earned in scholarships. So you need to read up on all of that. And we also have the Lavaca County retired teachers, and they elected new officers and passed out annual awards. And they have a picture in the Shiner paper of that. And we want to thank Patek's Grocery again for supporting our paper. And they've been doing it a long time, and we appreciate all those ads. So, more write-ups about the picnics, and Jimmy's story about the origin of Memorial Day is also in the Shiner Gazette. So, you'll want to check that out as well. And don't forget our classified pages, friends. We've got a lot of classified pages in these newspapers, and check them out. You might find something on there you need, or you might find something that you don't need, but feel like you might buy it anyway. You might need it some other time. Anyway, check out the classifieds. We're going to leave Shiner now. We're going to jump on over to Yoakum. And Yoakum, they seem to be having more car wrecks over there. 2 more car wrecks on the pages, on the front page. And I failed to mention a while ago while we were in the Hallettsville paper that we had a car wreck over there, and there was an SUV involved that kind of got turned over on its side. But thank God nobody was seriously injured in those wrecks. And the same goes for these here in Yoakum. They say that they were minor injuries, and even though that Yoakum emergency units responded, one female was transported to a Victoria hospital, and the male refused treatment. So God bless her, and I hope she's recovering well. And then they were placing flags over there in Yoakum for Memorial Day, just like we did here in Hallettsville. Jimmy Apple and other members of the Lions Club turned out to put out the American flags, which is really something that we should all be proud of, and appreciate the folks that go out of their way to put these flags out. And Yoakum also has my column about this young man from Gonzales that died in World War II. So I hope you'll get a chance to read that. He was a true hero, no doubt about that. And we're scrolling on down in Yoakum, and there again there's more classifieds. And the Yoakum Independent School District received a grant from GEVEC for $20,000, and we certainly appreciate GVEC and all they do for our communities. And also have a couple of the car pictures that I took over in Sweet Home, and they're in the Yoakum paper. And then we have more sports, and Mark Luby's been a busy man, and they've got a story here about the Yoakum Junior High School soccer team, and got a big picture of them as well. So Mark was busy. He's been a busy man, as has Chuck Groff, with all these sports going on, and our teams in this area that seem to always be in the playoffs. We have some good athletes in this county, there's no doubt about that. So once again, check out the classifieds in the Yoakum paper. And also there is a story here about a brass band from the Czech Republic that's going to perform on May 27th. So check that out. It will be at the Texas Czech Heritage and Cultural Center in LaGrange on Monday, May 27th at 6:30 p.m. So that's just about going to wrap it up for Yoakum. Got a big picture of the National Honor Society on the pages here. Got all the kids that have won awards and made us proud. They made us proud. We've got some mighty good kids in these areas, and congratulations to them and these graduates that are beginning a new phase in their life. And God bless them all, and wishing them the best on their new ventures and their new career after they leave high school. So Yoakum had a pretty big paper this week. They got 24 pages and a lot of graduation ads and what have you. So we're going to jump on over now to the Moulton Eagle, my paper that I have the honor of putting together every week. And we've got a 6-column front page, top of the fold picture of the class of 2024 Moulton High School graduates. And we also have Jimmy's story again about Memorial Day. And Jimmy has another story about the Republican Party runoff, which will be May the 28th, will be the final day. Now, I early voted yesterday, and I believe that you can early vote tomorrow, which is Friday. Let's see. I'm not seeing the early voting schedule, but I would think that it would at least be through tomorrow, Friday. Henry Joe Yasek's column, he's got a story about Corey Schaefer over in Moulton that was fishing down at Aransas Bay at Rockport last Sunday, and he caught a 65-pound alligator gar. And I think Henry said that that gar broke his rod and reel. I had a column about gars in last week's paper. Back when I was a kid, we used to get it hang over the limbs hanging over Oyster Creek down in Missouri County and shoot them. And now they're protected. So good thing that law wasn't in effect when I was doing that. But anyway, we've got more stories about the picnics, and we've got a reminder here that the Yoakum Tom Tom Festival is coming up May the 31st, June 1st, and 2nd. So look forward to that. And they always have a grand old time over in Yoakum for that Tom Tom Festival. And we got a story about the Moulton Bob Kittens finally got beat and had to bow out of the playoffs, and they were defeated by Slocum. But anyway, congratulations to the Kittens. They made us proud this year, and they made a good run of it. And I'm sure they'll be looking forward to next season. Then we have the Moulton graduates who took their last final stroll through town and were congratulated by everybody that they met. And I put a little note in here that you want to check out next week's Moulton Eagle, because Managing Editor Bobby Hariska will be covering the Memorial Day services over at American Legion, and he'll be sharing his report in our next issue. So be sure and be looking forward to that. We've got a story in here about Shady Oak Nursing and Rehabilitation. Hosted a picnic for the National Skilled Nursing Care Week, and that was on Tuesday, May the 14th. And we've got some nice color photos in here of the folks at that celebration. So check it out. You might see somebody you know. And we have quite a lot of awards for the Moulton elementary schools. And we've got a big write-up and a lot of pictures of those youngsters and the awards that they won. So check them out as well. And finally, we're going to get to the back page and wrap it up. And once again, we got a picture of some classic cars at the Fireman's Fest over in Sweet Home. So check that out. And that's going to wrap up all the newspapers in Lavaca County And we've got a sister publication over in Luling that we try to talk about every week as well. And Nicole Smith is over there at the Luling Newsboy and Signal, and they are part of our newspaper family. So she has on the front page, she has a county updates flood plans, and then she writes a little bit about the Luling class of 2024. So graduation was a big deal last week, and it's a big deal this week as the kids wind up their public school education and go on to college or trade schools or wherever they might go. And we want to wish them all the best of luck. Bobby Hruska, our managing editor, has a story in here about the Oil City A's and Classic Car Club and how they took a trip. So check out Bobby's story and see all the adventures that the car club went on. Then we get into sports, and we have a Gig 'em and Hook 'em Classic marks another successful year, and that's a golf classic over at the Luling Golf Course. It was held on May the 11th. And Eric Lugo, the sports columnist, has got a write-up about the Dallas Mavs and Stars and how they advanced to the final rounds of the playoffs. So they've got their classifieds, and like we do, they've got quite a few of them. You folks in Luling need to check them out. See if there's something on there that you would like to purchase. But we appreciate the folks over at the Luling Newsboy, and every week Michelle and I promised Nicole that we're going to come over there and get some of that great barbecue that they have in downtown Luling. I believe that place is called City Market. If I'm wrong, well, I apologize, but we're going to come over there, Nicole, and don't worry, we're not going to make you pay for it. It's going to be Michelle's treat, if we can squeeze a few dollars out of her. But anyway, friends, that's going to be all for me, as usual. With me alone doing this, we get out in a little over 20 minutes, where when Michelle and I do it, it's more like 40 or 50 minutes. But that's going to wrap it up for me, and I've got an episode of Gunsmoke in there on the tube that I got to get in there and finish. So thanks everybody for listening. We hope Michelle gets to feeling better, and we'll see you, hopefully both of us. We will see you next week. Goodbye for now, everybody.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along. Which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/zip. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/zip. That's ZipRecruiter.com/zip. ZipRecruiter.com/zip.